bad. In my mind, it was like, oh, I reached my goal and then I didn't focus. Like unconsciousness, if it's called like that. Or like not like in my Unterbewusstsein. And
subconscious, yeah.
Yeah, subconscious. And then I just, I messed up a lot. And
I mean, the maps are unforgiving.
Yeah, but it's starting now. So
especially this map.
Step 3, we have casting alongside Speedy because Peck is not on the Discord, but will be fun. So a duo commentary, this will be good. So we have Descent by Firestorm. So a very technical map with a lot of speed checks that we have. Actually, it was the map where Peck unfortunately died because it was the last map of the previous step. So I think he can do better.
It was also the map where Spam had this tragic landing bug of sorts.
Yeah.
And full stopped and lost, I think, 51 points or something like that.
Yeah, 51 points. And he even got last with that, or like second last. So he only got 1 or 2 points. So not good for the Dutch player. And this, of course, puts him now in the league ranking, as we see, only on 9th place instead of P4. So this is really, really grim for him. But I think he can do better today. As well as Peck.
Definitely.
Because
despite the mistake from Peck last time, he's still in the top 8, so he's 7th in the league.
Yes.
Can I somehow see the whole ranking? No, I don't think so. Right?
Go on tab and then click on league ranking instead of step ranking. Okay, but map 1 is starting. Let's follow Peck here for that first round. He complained about having lag spikes beforehand. I think this is the major reason because he didn't go for Discord this time. We see actually Coco with a very, very good start, and we see player opting for different lines here. It's Kappa who went for the right side approach, if I see that right, but Peck overtaking the lead now with a very good line and has more speed than Coco. So Peck going into that first speed check that we have here, where it's very important to not go over that right Randstein in order to get that to not get that auto slide, but Peck does it perfectly fine and is right now in first. So let's see, but of course it's very close. Marcin is the first player who dropped a bit behind, alongside with no other players. So everyone is 0.4 of a second, except of Marcin, in between each other. But actually Peck with a very good start. And also Cole Jr., look at him go.
Carl with the overspeed.
Yeah, he's a really good line, but let's see the identity for the first time. I'm going into free cam for that, because this looks really cool here. As we can see, okay, Marcin dropping further behind, but it's actually a battle here between Cole Jr., Peck, Scrappy is also in the mix. So Cole Jr. is going for a really, really good first lap, but it's also Peck who's in second right now after that first lap. 1:19 I would consider as a really good lap time. And so we're going into that second lap. Let's go a bit further behind. Let's see what Matt is doing, who's right now on 7th place alongside with Roland and Papu. They're battling it out. Ooh, really close for that top 8 here, actually. But of course, no point loss is here happening here because it's the first map, of course. And we only see point losses in the last 3 maps. I think Aurel made a mistake, so he drops a bit behind, gets overtaken by Spam and actually Marcin. So Aurel down to P50, and also Revolution finds himself 7.6 seconds behind the leader, whose name is Cole Jr.
Also Spam now made a mistake on the dirt entry, got a slowdown, now back in 15th.
But only 2 seconds behind. So, I mean, Revolution is most likely out for that top places. But if Spam and Aurel, and as well as Marcin, who made a mistake, a little bit of a mistake, get good identities, it will look good for them. But so far it seems that Spam drops further behind. But however, he overtakes Marcin. Actually, he's betting it out with him. But
Peck touched. No.
But he goes for a good line, has more speed than... well, actually not. I thought he had more speed than Scrappy and Tween, but he opts for a little bit of a more inside line because Tween and Scrappy both went for that more direct jump to the right. But Peck defends his 2nd place here. That's pretty good, but Scrappy with such a risky line. Let's see if this pays off. Oh, goes so close to that barrier there. But look at Cole Jr. I just want to stress here, he's miles ahead of everyone. So Cole Jr. is so good and so consistent. but also Matt, who's in 6th. That's really good to see here. He's battling it out with Tween at the moment. So nice to see the Brazilian player playing for Team Space Station being that far ahead of other players. Ooh, but he touches now. The caster's curse is kicking in and he gets overtaken by multiple players. So he drops a bit further behind. But let's see what Matt can pull off here in this identity. Right now he's in P11 and he is barely able to make that jump. But still, it's looking good for him. Coco is his first victim. And also Roland dropping a bit behind. So Matt, oh, a bit wonky. But still not that smooth transition. But yeah, skipping that transition here. But he's still in 11th place because Bran all of a sudden overtook him. He had a good identity. And what happened to Peck? You saw that? What happened to him?
He didn't get the second slope, so he had to land on the booster again and lost all his speed.
Ah.
But he's still in it. It's a 5-way fight right now for the 3rd place. So nothing is lost yet.
Yeah, that's a really, really cool fight here. Actually, he has more speed than Tween. Let's see who is surviving that speed check. Kappa goes so close to there. And Tween had to release. So Peck is getting a little bit of a better line than Tween. But Tween is still behind him. And Riolu and Kappa both were slowing down a bit. If I've seen it correctly.
Kappa. Yeah, I think Riolu was almost about to fall out of the map. With the Renstein there. Looked really risky.
But Riolu with a better dirt accident, as well as Kappa, who opts for that inside approach, but therefore has, of course, less speed. But Riolu's dirt section was really good, and there you can see that Riolu is, of course, a dirt player. But I think Peck will actually be happy about that top 5 placement. He went actually for a very risky approach into that identity section. For a moment, I thought he lost it. Oh! Ooh.
What happened there?
Okay, yeah, he just lost a bit of car control and therefore gets overtaken by multiple players. But of course, we have 2 more laps remaining and nothing is decided here yet. But Peck really didn't go for such a good identity. So, yeah, he needs to step up here a bit because he finds himself 0.3, I think, behind Roland, who's ahead of him. Which is not that good for him. And he's 2 seconds behind Carl Jr., 2.5 seconds even. Carl Jr. is still in 1st. Holy shit, that's insane. But also Scrappy, who's known to be a risky player, only 0.3 behind. So he's lurking in the shadows. And then we have a huge gap of 1 second between Scrappy and Massa. So very, very great performance here from Carl Jr. and Scrappy.
Point my eyes now back to Peck. He's about to overtake Roland.
Oh, but not
Austrian Oilers player.
Ah, but wasn't the best.
The exit, yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard because you need to gear up before, or you need to go for a very, very wide approach in order to hold your gear. Either you need to gear up or you hold your gear. And playing the map myself, I mean, I was in the top league yesterday. I know it's really hard. Ooh, another wonky line for Peck. Didn't go for that boost here and loses on additional time and actually gets overtaken by Aurel. But he gets a very, very good transition here in the end and gets closer to Tween and defends his 10th place here. But this is definitely not enough for him. He finds himself 3 seconds behind. And look at Carl Jr. What is he doing? Met with the fastest lap though, so maybe he will yoink himself the 2 points here. But other than that... Ooh, wait a minute. Matt is in 4th place. Wow, this is a really good performance by him. I just have to stress that out. Matt with a really, really good performance. So maybe he has no pressure on this map and actually goes for the attack on Massa. So Matt up to P4 but didn't go for that air brake and had no smooth landing. So Matt loses on additional speed and Riolu is just behind him. So it's a 3-man battle here for that 3rd place between Massa, Riolu and Matt. Matt with a very good dirt section, but Riolu gets a bit more exit speed. And you could hear it. Matt and Riolu had a bit more speed, but... Oh, Matt with a slowdown here in the end of the... of that dirt section, so he's a bit further behind. Ooh, what is that battle here actually? What should we focus on here for that ending? Because it's pretty safe to say that Carl Jr. is in 1st.
Might be a fight between Kappa and Roland.
Yeah, let's see it. Okay, Kappa with a really good section overtakes. Ooh, Kappa with a clip though. So Kappa is not getting the places, and also Massa losing it here in the end. Ooh, Massa actually overtakes Kappa here in the end by 300ths of a second. So a very, very... Yeah, can I say that? Very, very hectic ending here. Bran gets 4th, Roland in 5th. Matt gets overtaken by Roland and Bran here. So it's actually cool to see that Roland got 5th. But it's Cole with a 1 second lead in 1st place. And then we have Scrappy in 2nd, of course. But unfortunate performance here for Revolution, the Orkless player, and Marcin really didn't see a lot from them. And as I speak, Matt actually got another +2 points because he got the fastest lap. So great performance here for him, granting himself 10 points going into map number 2.
Also a very insane time by Matt, 15:49.
Yeah, that's a really good time. I mean, my PB is 1 second slower. Just think about that.
I think the best lap of some players was also around 1 second, 1.5 seconds slower, so this is very impressive. And you have to think, I think he made a mistake and was dropping down in the beginning. So he did well, catching back up.
Yeah, so great performance here from Matt. I just want to stress that out, and he could grant himself some valuable points. If you remember last week, this was the 5th map and it's now the 2nd one. We had a very, very close battle here between Riolo and Kappa, where eventually Kappa won the 100 euros, so maybe Riolo wants to take revenge. Let's see what Riolo is doing here. I don't want to curse him, but I think he can do the best on this map. Maybe something changed, but yeah, maybe some other players will make some damage here to the German player, of course. What do you think? How will Pack perform here? Because I've seen him struggling a lot beforehand on this track.
I mean, once again, he has the pace, probably has the confidence. Will all come down to not making any mistakes. Probably also this third part here where they're driving right now. You saw him struggle with dirt before on the other map?
Yeah, so, a bit, yeah.
Especially in this drop here, he often got a landing bug or whatever bug it is. And that often throws him off, but this part here he usually did really well. Some mistakes last week here, but he usually pulled it through. Also he usually had good exit speed, so I don't think he will struggle in this part. It's gonna be the dirt. Yeah.
You cursed him now.
Yeah. Okay, it's warm up.
Yeah,
but if he does the dirt well, I think we're gonna see him in the top 3.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, for the identity, it's very, very hard to actually straighten your car because you're so fast beforehand coming out of that loop. Of course, there's a free wheel. But you were speaking about the dirt. The dirt is actually rather easy because the gear control is not that hard once you get it out. But so far, it's an okay start for Pack, who's 0.2 behind. Not as Coco, who already made the first mistake of the round, as well as Massa and Revolution, who are 0.5 of a second behind the leader, who is Tween at the moment. So this is...
drop now.
Yeah, that's a really close fight. It's impossible to call for now. But also Aurel and Spam with a very good good start here. Aurel had to readjust his line with a drift. He went too much inside. And Spam! Whoa. What happened?
Roland clipped. Dropped down. I think Spam overjumped. Almost. It was very, very high jump by him.
Yeah, but this is very close here. As you can see, it's Bren right now in first, but this is, of course, this can change a matter of seconds. Kappa with low speed, and therefore it's a bit of a gap between Bren and Tween, between Kappa now, and also Matt joining the action, and Spam as well, who jumps very high, and it's Kappa who goes... Oh my god, that was super close. Look at this fight, and also Pack is in the mix, so Pack gives us a good overview here about the top 3 with the name of Bren, Matt, and Kappa, so nice to see that Matt is there. But the question is, where is Riolo? Riolo dropped a bit behind. He's only on P10.
Not too far away, but still. 0.7 between 12 players. Very impressive.
Oh, Pack touched there. Ah, that wasn't good. So
those are these little mistakes that are summing up and then making him drop further and further behind.
Yeah, you've seen that. He was like, he was P6 and now he's P13. I mean, he's only 1.5 seconds behind, but still, this is a lot. And we actually see Matt in first now, has more speed than Massa. So a great battle here between that players that I've talked previously when before I started the stream. I talked to both of them. So nice fight here between both of them. So Massa with more speed compared to Matt, approaching this identity for that second time. Ooh, Matt goes super risky here and actually gets it really good. Massa overjumps, almost getting that reverse thingy, and Matt with a very good lap of 110.2, but it actually wasn't even the top 3 fastest lap time. It was at 110.1 for Massa there. Papu with the second fastest lap, and Kojina with that very good identity with the third fastest lap. So Revolution.
Some people struggle on this bunny hop actually in Aurel and Spam. So I think they miscalculated a bit.
Yeah, Spam
Dropping down.
Spam jumped a bit too high, so he had more speed and he had to readjust. So what you ideally want to do is to accelerate in the air, that you are reaching the bumper firstly, or yeah, more faster. Because if you release in the air, of course you lose on speed. And Spam jumped very, very high. This is an indicator that he was too fast for that. We see Massa, however, dropping behind. He's right now on P11, and also Peck didn't move from his P13. And we can also see Matt, who's still in first, and Cole Jr. again with a really good entry into that identity. And actually has more speed than Matt here. Look at this. So we see a leader change here. It's Cole Jr. versus Matt, and also Bren is in the mix, who's only 0.3 of a second behind. Ooh, Cole Jr. actually with a mistake. This is a very, very uncommon mistake here from the Canadian, who's playing for Team Solary and is battling it out with his Zerator Cup teammate Bren. Matt with a different dirt trajectory and goes a bit more outside in order to get that gear earlier, but oh, I thought from it that Matt touched, but he got the gear down instead. So oh my god, I shouldn't say something. I should not spectate Matt here. But Cole Jr. is now in first, and it's Matt getting attacked by Riolu, who is right now in P5, just behind Papu. So very close fight here for that top 5 position. Matt is still holding strong, going into the 4th identity right now. Ooh, Riolu almost making the mistake here, and therefore has not a lot of speed. He loses.
Kappa dropped down.
Ooh, Kappa as well. Oh, I see. Yeah, he had to respawn, and Kappa is right now, yeah, almost in last. He's in P14. And actually, what comes as a surprise for me is that Bren is in first right now. That is really surprisingly for me.
Massa's on his way back.
Oh.
He failed the bunny hop.
Oh, yeah, Massa had to respawn, and Massa is probably dead last. Yeah, Revolution, the both Oracles players, Revolution and Roland, ooh, both with a mistake. So Massa choking again, unfortunately for him. But let's focus here on that battle for the first place. It's very spicy. Also Papoose in the mix. Riolu, on the other hand, dropped a bit behind and is right now on P6, just behind Aurel. We're playing for Team Gaming Prive, I think. It's the team name, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Privé, I don't know. It's French.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Peck, who still suffers from that mistake on the second lap, who lost 1.5 seconds with that, is on P10. I mean, he got some positions with consistent driving, but P10 is, I mean, he grants you 4 points, but still, 4 points, I think, no, 5 points actually, but still, it's not that much. But of course, we are going into the important maps just after that. Alright, going into the last lap, we have Cole Jr. battling it out with Bren.
Riolu flipped.
Oh no, Riolu had to respawn. Oh, did he have to respawn, or what happened?
He flipped, he jumped too high into the finish and flipped, basically.
Ah, okay, so he had to risk, but... Okay, so
wow.
Peck getting some valuable places here. Is right now on P8. Actually overtakes Scrappy, so that's good for him. That's really, really nice to see, but let's focus on this battle for that first place. It's Bren against Cole Jr. Cole Jr. with a way better dirt turn there. Got the gear a bit better than Bren, and it's neck and neck between both of the players. So let's see what is Papu doing. Matt again in 4th place, so this is a great performance by the Brazilian here. I think he even had a very fast lap. His fast lap was the 110.23, as you can see on the right. Ooh, but oh, what happened? Bren had to respawn. He flew into the hole and drops to P10. So it's Peck. Oh man, what happened there to Bren? Bren risked it there for the biscuit, and it's Cole Jr. yoinking himself in another 100 euros. So Cole Jr. with a very, very good performance with a 109.99 to round it up. Matt in 3rd, Papu in 2nd, Spam Aurel 4 and 5. Tween Peck actually in place 7. That's really good for us actually.
Just sniped Scrappy mid jump to the finish.
I didn't see that because I was so flushed that yeah, Bren made that mistake, and Bren actually from P2 to P12. But yeah, it's a very, very tremendous loss for him. And Massa, unfortunately, in last place after that bumper fail. Riolu managed to recover from that bumper fail good and is in P10, so that's at least something, but still not enough for the German. So we see a complete different picture here compared to the first time we've seen that map in the Grand League.
That's very interesting. Ooh.
I mean, Kappa got Bren got the points, the +2 points. I thought for a minute it was Kappa, and therefore Bren with 16 points. We have Jr. with a not perfect match. A perfect match for him would be 44 points, but he got 40 points and is driving rather safe. So great job for him. But I'm really curious to see him on the new maps, because I know for a fact that he started practicing like yesterday or the day before. So like on Friday. And yeah, I'm just curious to see what will happen here. And of course here, because this was the map where Cole Jr. lost for the first time in TMGL history his points. Let's see what will happen here. Of course, players will warm up. And right now it's Pack in 10th place with 12 points. So 12 points is actually something. It's something.
Border maps will come up soon, and then usually this is where Peck will shine under the pressure of the others.
Yep, I think so as well. So 12 points is actually good for the British player. Warm-up looking good.
This map is gonna be very interesting. You saw Legends die on it.
Oh, Massa.
Oh my. Oh my god.
Yeah, so for this map it's super weird, because before that grass section, you don't want your car to gear up. Because if you gear up, you lose your gear just before the jump, and don't jump as far. Because if you steer and accelerate on grass, you obviously get a gear shift bug, and yeah, lose on additional speed. So you want intendedly a bad slide. This is something that is really, really weird. But I know for a fact that Firestorm loves speed checks, as well as the first crucial drift here. We see no mistakes here in the start. Everyone survives it. So let's see the free cam here. Who is making that jump? Who's making it the best? Everyone seems to pass it. No one went for the safer. Oh, Revolution dropped a bit behind, as well as Bren. So those are the first victims of it. But we see Pack with an average start. We see some players go for the ramp cut, which is actually not as fast or that much faster. And Pack actually touches. So the spectator curse is kicking in once again. Pack down to P15. 1.7 seconds behind. But of course, nothing is lost here for him. And yeah, approaching the dirt now. It's Papu in first. Just behind him is Massa, who shined on this map but unfortunately failed. And yeah, I think we can forget Revolution on this map, because he's already 11 seconds behind.
He appears to not have enough speed to make the jump, and yeah, had to respawn.
Okay, first identity is coming up.
I remember Kappa was doing this insanely well. I think somebody flew out.
Marston it was, yeah. Yeah, Marston failed it.
Coco and Rolly made mistakes on the first speed check.
Okay, let's see.
Jump.
Is Coco able to make this now? Will he gear up beforehand? Yes, he will, and he's able to make that jump. So everyone survives it again. No one with major mistakes. So Coco, unfortunately, in P14, 2.3 seconds behind. And Pack, after that first mistake in P11, overtakes Aurel here. But it's a really, really close battle here for that first place between Tween and Massa. Tween with a little bit more speed going into that right-hander. And we see different approaches here. Tween goes a little bit more from the right, and therefore it gathers more speed over that, yeah, how can I say that, banking section on that half-pipe block. I don't know how I would describe that block. But Tween did that one really good and is off to a very, very good good lap time here. I think it will be a 1:11 low, or maybe even a 1:10, as you can see from the times here. So Tween off to a very, very convincing lap time here. Actually goes for that air brake and does it really good. But look at Massa. Where did he come from? Massa with a very good identity. And we see Kappa making a mistake, dropping down to P14. Ooh, this is not good. We see a lot of position changes. Kappa actually goes for the alternative line and not goes for the identity. What you
Kappa is out.
Can do from that.
It's not recoverable.
Yeah, true that. But Pack is still in the mix. That's good. He's 1.3 seconds behind the leader, so he actually got a bit closer towards them. He had a really good lap, 1:11.14. So that's a really, really good time by Peck. And right now he's on P8, overtook Spam here, but very, very bad section for him. I think he land bugged or something like that.
Yes. On the Ramstein, he land bugged.
Oh, damn it. Unfortunate stuff, but of course, nothing is lost here. He only lost 0.4 of a seconds with that. Yeah, even 0.3. So he's in a hot pursuit. And if you get a good identity here, you can yeah, decrease the gap to have a second or something like that. As you can see, Peck with a really good section here. Gets a bit closer to Spam. But let's see who gets this one the best. Massa is in first after that tremendously good identity. And he's looking good, but he fails! Massa fails, and then Massa to last place, as it seems. Oh, no, not
Peck
to last.
Fifth.
Oh, Peck now in fifth. This is really good for him. But Massa, why does Massa risk so much? Is he trolling? Massa has such a fast pace, but he risked it for the biscuit. Jumped a bit too far, and Massa actually not able to make it for the second time. It is now 20 seconds behind the leader with the name of Tween, who is 1 second ahead of. Yeah, look at this battle here for that second place between Papu, Bran, and Riolu, and also Peck, who's not as far behind as I thought he would be. He actually is on a really good pace, and he could have won that map if he wouldn't do that mistake in that drift section. But you never know what will happen. Tween with a comfortable lead, of course, of 1 second, but Peck comes a bit closer towards Bran. So any other battle what's going on here? We see some gaps, of course, but it's really interesting to see in the top. I mean, Tween is playing out of his mind and actually did 1:11.3, so he's playing rather safe. Ooh, good identity for him, and 1:11.2. Ooh, what is Peck doing? Okay, Peck did it good, and is now in P3 as it seems. So he overtook Bran here.
Papu made a mistake. Papu made a big mistake.
Papu, Scrappy, Roland made mistakes, and it's Welcome G. What is going? What is happening? Oh, what is happening here? What? Oh, so many mistakes here. Lap number 4.
Peck about to overtake Riolo. He's done it.
Oh, nice. Great job, Peck. Peck in P2. And it's only Tween ahead of him. So Peck with a really good performance here. I really like to see that.
Same theme as last week. He was really strong on this map. I think fighting with Kappa on this one.
Yeah,
Kappa then narrowly winning.
Yeah, but Kappa unfortunately made a mistake. But look at those gaps. Look from P8 downwards. Look at those gaps. This is
insane.
Is this OGL? But yeah, I mean, mistakes can happen, and of course you don't lose points here. So players already trained this map, and players are capable of risking. So maybe they're just going for that 100 euro. But we see Tween actually not making the fastest time. I mean, his best lap is a 1:10.8, but you can go for 1:9 here. So Tween is playing rather safe, but he is in
Peck
first
with
right
the
now.
fastest time now, 1:10.67.
So Peck is catching up, maybe. Yeah, he's 1.2 seconds behind, and he can maybe get closer to Tween. I mean, Tween only... I mean, it's 1.2 seconds. He needs to mess up, but still, it's possible for him. Oh, Peck, look at this time here, 1:11.6. Ooh, what is Tween doing?
The ramp cut again. I don't know why he does it.
But we see huge margins here between all of the players, so no really exciting battle here. Riolu in P3, it's Bren in P4, and then we have Spam. Everyone with a margin of 1 second here. Maybe not for that third place, but... Oh, I thought for a minute that Peck slowed down, but it was the dirt, which is, of course, a bit slower.
But considering the gaps, it's probably really chill for the players right now. They can take a breather, prepare for the fourth map where we can finally start losing points.
But let's see the last identity. Who's taking it? Is it Tween winning it? Tween looking really strong. Tween is taking it. Peck is in second. Riolu in third. Then we have Bren in fourth place. Spam in fifth. Aurel in sixth place. Matt in seventh. So very good performance by Matt here. I just have to stress that out. So he got sixth, third, and seventh place respectively. Coco in eighth. Cow Jr. finishing in ninth place after the 2 first places in a row. Kappa gets overtaken by Revolution in the end. And also by Scrappy. And also by Papu. And also by Roland. And also...
Can Marcel finish? Yeah.
Wait, what is Massa doing?
Massa can't finish. He will lose all the points again.
I will not.
Just like last week.
He won't lose the points, but he will finish.
Oh my god. What is...
So Peck actually with 14 points and the fastest lap. So that's really good for him. Going into the fourth map with 28 points. This is really good. He gets a bit closer to Riolu, who is at 29 points. Overtakes Bran, who has 26 points. And also overtakes Spam, who has 23 points. So this is really, really distributed among the players, as you can see. Top 10 has 21 points. We never seen that one. And yeah, now it's do or die for the players. It's actually very, very cool to see that Matt is in 4th position. But yeah, let's see what will happen on the infamous Mini XXL, which is, yeah, how did you describe it, the map? How did you describe it as we talked to that before the match started? You had a really, really good... we have the break now. Okay, we can breathe.
One might think it's a future Nadeo campaign, you could say.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It has this touch of Nadeo. I mean, it's built by Nadeo, obviously, but it also has this taste of a Nadeo map. It's something a player cannot really describe. It's just something you feel when you drive it and see it.
It's a map style, yeah.
But it's something, this could legit be straight out of the campaign.
So I can't actually estimate anyone here. Really, I can't do that because we can see the points are very distributed among the players. It's only Cole Jr. who granted himself a lead over the other players. But other than that, top 10 and top 2 are in between 12 points. And I can't really see anyone being the best or being the worst. Everything can happen here. And of course, everyone wants to take those points with them into the next map. So this is actually one of the closest battles we have seen so far, points-wise.
Also last week you have seen that Carl Jr. is not invincible. You also can lose points. It's basically a really open field right now. And you also have Kappa and Massa, I think, in the below the top 8, so they have nothing to lose.
Yeah, we have Kappa at 12 points, Massa at 9. And also there's Marcin, which I wouldn't count out, because Marcin is a very strong player. I mean, I think on a map like this, he won't make too much damage. I think we will see the tech players or the experienced players being in top here. Like as you said beforehand, it's the Nadeo map. But yeah, I wouldn't count him on the last 2 maps. Oof, so it's very, very tough, I would say.
This map is almost impossible to predict.
Yeah, it will be super close.
Maybe the next one, maybe that one is a bit predictable, but this one isn't. It's really simple, in a sense. I mean, the dirt, I see Papu gaining a lot of places here.
Yeah, true, because you have to hold your gear here. And also for that, yeah, part that Pack went through before the hairpin, you have to hold your gear and have to jump a bit. That's a bit harder.
And the identity, I think it's also pretty simple if you know what you're doing. So, it's really tough. Anyone's game.
True. So I have the identity view here, as someone just recommended me in my chat. But I did that one beforehand, but I think, well, for what camera I will go... Wait, I could do it like that, then we can see who is approaching it best. I think that's a good idea. Maybe something like this here. Then we can see, then we can see everything. Oof, but I don't want to be biased here, but I hope that Matt will keep his points. I don't know.
It will be the first to make a mistake in this game. This map, sorry.
Yep.
So... really, really tough.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
Legit places to crash are before the identity. And here, on this uphill, where Pack is currently at.
Yeah.
And then this, this drop in now, to the left. These are legit places to crash. Yeah, big time.
You can accumulate a lot of speed, and as you can see, Pack went for that no slide just when he jumped, and it's a really tight section. So yeah, I think that's a legit way to crash. And also, if you misestimate this identity, you can also lose a lot of time.
What Rebo just presented.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this start, yeah. Okay, Pack just presented us.
Yeah, this
how to crash
narrowing.
it.
This narrowing there is pretty hard.
I mean, the good thing is that in this season, as far as I know, there's no cars forced, so you can have cars off.
Yep.
It's much more chilled. But if this was with cars forced and this first section, I would not like to change with the players.
Just go for a different line. But I mean, I know for a fact that Matt is good at no grip sections, because there was this infamous Rager map. Maybe you know that one, and he did so good on that.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know the names anymore.
It's fine.
But oh, Peck. Oof. Yeah, if that happens, then yeah.
I think that won't happen.
I hope so. This map is in a sense so easy that it's most unforgiving I've seen so far. Yeah.
Indeed. I think it's the easiest map when it comes to the identity and when it comes to the tech or the turns. I mean, the dirt and the exit is a bit difficult. But other than that, it's fine. But we're starting in 37 seconds. Oof. Yeah, so Kappa in this step so far is not that good. I want to stress that out a bit. But of course, maybe he put his focus onto those maps here. We don't know. We don't know what the techniques are or tactics are from the players. So really curious to see that, because now it's the do or die. Be in top 8 or you lose your points. Yeah.
I'm not sure there's much room for tactics on this map. You cannot really save anything. You can't really risk anything.
Maybe
just have to go for it, basically. Dirt might be something.
Yeah. Okay, end of the warm-up. Match will start now. Match is starting. Be in top 8, it says. And we have Mini XXL by Nadeo Lab. So a very, very easy map, as we said before, and a bit Nadeo-ish. Let's see, we see different approaches here for that start section. And it's now Pack down to P12. So not the best start for him, but he's only a bit not that as far behind. And Aurel right now is in 32nd place. He's 0.35 behind the 8th place. And right now is in dead last. But of course, it's only the first lap. We see different trajectories here. Revolution goes a bit far to the right and loses on additional speed. So Revolution drops behind, as well as Riolu, Roland, and Marcin. And we can actually see Peck with a good performance right now, being in top 5, actually top 6. Having a close fight with Matt, Tween, and also his form with Coco. I thought for a minute it's Papu. But Papu, of course, is in first after that dirt section. Peck goes for the release here. So not a good turn for him, and therefore is a bit dropping a bit behind. So let's see. Bran goes for a very, very far right approach. Let's see what is working out the best.
Oh no,
Peck is touching and is right now in last. This is not...
Revo? Huh. Revo got stuck on the checkpoint.
Yeah, I see that. Oh no, but this is not looking good for Peck at the moment. He's in P15. But of course, it's only the 4th map, so everything can happen on the other maps. And of course, there are still rooms for mistakes. And he's only 1.6 seconds behind the 8th place, who is right now Tween. So Papu...
See Kappa struggling. Kappa... Yeah.
Kappa in P14. I didn't really see that. And also Papu with a really... I mean, Papu with a good performance. Spam just behind him. Then we have Carl Jr. lurking in the shadows with a lot of speed coming out of that exit. Just behind him is Massa and Scrappy. So good performance for both of the players. Ooh, Massa with more speed. And therefore overtakes Carl Jr. But he goes for the release and gets a bit close and loses a bit of time. So interesting lines here. Everyone is going for a different approach. Let's go into the free cam again. Let's see who's making it the best. Massa actually with a good line here, but we can't really see who's taking the best. But it's Papu still in first. Peck still in second last, and he's not gaining any time here. He actually lost on a lot of time. So Peck is not feeling this map too much. Papu still in first.
More than a second actually.
Ooh, Massa with such a risky line and grants himself the second place. Can breathe a bit, but Scrappy with a strong line. Look at this. Scrappy comes back strong and is right now in P2. 0.4 of a second behind the leader, who's still Papu from the first lap on. And then we have Tween battling it out with Spam. and also Core Jr. And also Matt, look at him. Matt in P7, so this is really good for the Brazilian. He would love to hold his points, but of course the pressure's on. There's a battle here between him and Bren, and also Aurel, who's right now on P9. Didn't get the best dirt section here. Loses a bit of time afterwards, and Matt can breathe a bit. But of course, this is so stressy. If you played a cup like this, you know how stressy that is. If you played the OGL, for example, you know if this situation here for that battle for that 8th place, it's super stressy. And right now, it's super close. Let's see this identity here. Scrappy actually in first, overtaking Papu. Oh no, it's 200ths of a second. And we see Kappa dropping down. Kappa dropping down, and Riolu right now up to P10 after that bad first lap for him. And Peck, unfortunately, in P14. So this is not looking good for our member, right?
Not really. His fastest time is also 1 second behind Scrappy's fastest, so looking grim right now.
Oh, this is not looking good for him. He's 2.5 seconds behind. So he needs to rely on a mistake. And Matt still holding strong here. I mean, this really comes as a surprise for me that he can hold up with the pace. I mean, he has 29 points to lose, and also Riolu has 29 points to lose, and he's half a second behind the 8th place. But I thought gaps would be a bit smaller here, but this track seems to be very, very hard. I mean, for example, this drop that you were stressing in the warm-up. Ooh, Matt, what is he doing? Okay, Matt with a good section again. Getting closer to Tween. But has not more speed than Aurel, and Aurel comes closer to him. Massa with the fastest lap time. Followed up by Scrappy, and then Marcin. Ooh. So Marcin maybe wants to push it. This is actually a very close battle here for that 8th place, as you can see. Look at this. 800ths of a second between Matt and Riolu. But Riolu with a mistake and gets overtaken by Roland here. So not good for him. And also not with the best speed outcome here. Goes a bit more inside. But manages to lose it there with the jump here. So a little bit wonky section here for the German player playing for Team Nordavin. And Kappa can actually come closer to him. So Riolu only in 11th place. And also Pack is 14th. 2.8 seconds behind. This really looks grim for him. But look at this battle here for that 8th place. It's so sick. It's really sick. Okay, Aurel with a good line here. But it's impossible to call. Kappa still 0.5 of a second behind. Let's see. Kappa gives us a good overview going into this identity. Ooh, he goes for a little bit different approach. Roland got it really good, but jumps a bit further to the right. But you have some air control here. Your car will actually slide in the air as well. But look at this fight here for that 8th plate. It's so sick. But who drops behind? It's Riolu, who had to respawn. So Riolu is now in last. So Riolu is losing his points. This is unfortunate stuff for the German player. So let's see who's taking the points. Is it Marcin? Is it Riolu? Is it Matt? Or is it Kappa? Or will someone else make a mistake? But this is super close to call. Marcin with a very good line comes back strong. And I think he has even the fastest time so far with a 1:12.48. Or is it actually... No, it's actually Scrappy, who's right now the leader of the race. But let's go a bit back here. Ooh, Roland overtakes Matt here. And Matt with an additional mistake. So Matt drops down to P10. Which is not... P11 even. Ooh, this is not good. So Kappa maybe able to... Oh, almost touches there. Maybe able to keep those 12 points. So approaching the end one more time. It's Scrappy in first. Then we have Papu in second. Massa in third. Carl Jr. gets overtaken by Spam in the end, but has a bit more speed. Oh, never mind. Spam is in... Okay.
Oh my god, Marcin and Kappa equal.
What is happening here?
What's the difference? I would like to know now.
Yeah, let's see.
Can we see it somehow?
No, I can't see it. Wait.
God damn it.
Oh no. 1,000 it is. 1,000 of a second.
Wow.
Oh my god. So Kappa overtakes Marcin by 1,000 of a second. And also Roland 600 of a second behind. Matt unfortunately lost it here, and we see point losses here from 29, 26, and 28 points, and as well as 29 for Riolu, who made a terrible mistake in the entrance of the last lap. So point changes here. Unfortunate stuff, of course, but this is the system. Yeah, so the winners of this one, of course, Scrappy, who grants himself 22 points and 100 euros, so the perfect map for him. And Tween dropping a bit behind, but still 40 points and 3rd place for him. And also Spam was able to keep his points. Oof. Now we have this one. Now we have this one. I think Pack has the pace here. Pack is strong on this. This is a map by MD Point. Directionless is it called. And the identity here is some sort of, yeah, not no grip as we see on the other map, but there were some other blocks implemented in the game with the name of no steer. We have 3 no steer blocks here, and the first one will come here. So beforehand you need to get a good gear and then just squeeze your car in between those poles, as the players at the top just did perfectly fine. So of course, in a pressure situation, a top 8 battle like that, as on the previous map, it will be super close among the players. But let's see what will happen. 10 seconds to go. Okay. Alright, so Speedy is just AFK, but it's fine. Be in the top 8 is the quest here, and only 8 players will do it. Let's follow Pack as always for that first round here. Currently not with the best start, of course, but nothing is lost here. We see Brandon first, and then of course some position changes here and there. I won't go into them. Massa with a good start as well, and Massa who actually manages to save his points, who has 21 points, actually up to P2. Do we see some mistakes here? Ooh, we see Papu with a mistake, and this will be really costly for him. He has 35 points accumulated, and the race is already over for him. Unfortunate stuff for him. The player for Gamers Origin, and we see also Aurel and Marcin dropping a bit behind, but nothing is lost so far for them. Oh, but we see Matt. No, who was that? It was Revolution who made a mistake. Oh, no way. Oh, no. So Revolution, additional time lost for him. But other than that, it's pretty close. But the gaps are increasing here. It's 0.6 of a second between 1st and 8th place, which is a bit unusual. But let's approach this identity for the first time. We see everyone making it. Oh, who didn't make it? Did someone didn't make it? It's Pack! No way, it's Pack who opted for the safe line. And Pack dropping from, I think, 2nd place to 14th. So unfortunate stuff here. Even 15th gets overtaken by Revolution. So this is not looking good for him. And then we can see Carl Jr. still in 2nd place, followed by Brand. Carl Jr. with a little bit more speed, but touches here and gets overtaken by a lot of players. Is he able to make that jump? Yes, he is. But Carl Jr. in desperate need of a mistake of some player. He even gets overtaken by Revolution, who's up to P13 now. So Carl Jr. shows that he is not invulnerable or invincible, let's say like that. So Carl Jr. down to P14. Oh man, what a round is this? So a lot of mistakes done here, of course, in this no steer section, which is really hard because you can't steer. You just can't steer anymore when you are going over that block. Alright, so Riolu, who got 1 point on the prior map, right now having a battle with Spam and Scrappy. So all of them making a good identity. Riolu with a little bit more speed and actually secures himself the 2nd place going into the 3rd lap. It's still Brand in that 1st place. And after that mistake on that 2nd map and not a top 8 placement, he would be happy to win this one. Definitely would be happy about that. We see some huge point losses here, of course, by Carl Jr. and Papu, who are right now in P14 and 16. So this is not looking good for both of them. Carl Jr. shows really some weaknesses over the weaknesses in terms of having one bad map where he loses it all. Of course, he already won 200 euro because he won 2 maps. But right now it's really looking grim for him. I mean, he's 1.97 seconds behind, but he still needs a miracle and a half in order to catch up to a player. Pack with a battle here. Right now on P14 and on a rather good lap time, I would say. So let's see what's happening here. We see Aurel battling it out with Massa. Aurel with a little bit more speed going into that identity. But he will give us a good overview who's failing it and who's not failing it. So Roland goes a little bit further to the right. Just readjusted his line. And this was a Monka-ass moment for him, of course. And yeah, he barely survived it. And we see Pack dropping behind again. So he went for that safe strategy again. And Pack touching again. So Pack is in last. Unfortunate stuff for him. Alright, so who's gonna survive this one here? It seems that everyone made it so far. No one with a major mistake, but we see Massa not with a lot of speed going into that dirt section. Orego's very far up. I think it wasn't even that faster compared to the other line. Ooh, look at Kappa, look at this gear, man. What is going on? But Aurel with a better landing compared to Kappa and Massa. And also Marcin with a good landing, so he is up to P9 at the moment. Alright, well, but what a close fight here. But of course we have 3 more identities to pass, and after that 2 more laps. So nothing is set in stone here. We can still see Bran, who's approaching the identity at first. In first place, Scrappy just behind him, not with a mistake. Spam and Riolo also not with a mistake. Tween passing it, Coco passing it, Aurel passing it, but Roland as well jumped a bit further to the right. So everyone seems to survive it, as it seems this identity is not as hard as I thought it would be. Alright, so Kappa, 18 points. Massa, 21 points. Those players can still make it. But right now it's Cole Jr. I mean, he's 1.3 seconds behind. And he is decreasing his gap. Oh, but it's Marcin with a mistake. So Marcin had to respawn. But Cole Jr. still, he needs 1.3 seconds more towards the other players in order to save his points. So he needs a miracle to be happening. But he has the pace, of course. And also Kappa, who's 0.36 of a second. This is more likely that he will pass it. Kappa passes Roland after that weak section here into that second no-steer section. He got overtaken and Roland drops further behind. So he's up down to P40 now and Pack 22 seconds behind. So this is not looking good for him. It's looking really, really bad to say for him. So he didn't feel the map at all. But still, maybe he can show his skill on the last map. So Brand survived it, and it's Kappa dropping further behind. He had to respawn and didn't do this identity good as well. And yo, he just had so much luck here. But Kappa is down to P15 even. Gets overtaken by Marcin and is not able to make that jump. So he won't have a saying for that. And it's only Cole Jr. who's 0.6 of a second behind in the last lap. And Aurel makes a mistake and Cole Jr. is safe. Cole Jr. is just laughing about this. Cole Jr. with such a lucky thing here. But also Matt is just behind him. Matt, who was even with him, is just behind Cole Jr. But it seems that Matt can't catch up to him unless Cole Jr. will make a mistake. So this is really looking good for him. But look at this battle here for that first place. It's Bran and Scrappy who are battling it out. Scrappy upon 24 behind Bran. Who's gonna take it? Is it Bran or Scrappy? Is it the French player for Team Lunary, or is it the Orkless player from Belgium who's gonna take it? Scrappy with a good jump here. But I think it's Bran taking it. Bran in first, Scrappy in second, Riolu after the pointers in third, Spam in fourth, Coco in fifth, Tween in sixth, Massa in seventh, and Cole Jr. saving his points after that horrendous mistake from Aurel there is in 8th place. So Cole Jr. actually survived and got his points. So great job by him. But unfortunate stuff here for our player Pack, who is only in last place here. So only 1 point for him, and the points he accumulated beforehand, the 3 points, are lost. Oh man, what a map. What a map. But we have a more difficult map coming up now. And welcome back, Speedy.
Thank you. Got sidetracked a bit, but what was that from Aurel?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But, I mean, Papu jinxed himself in the start. He lost his points. Aurel just failed it, and Kappa failed the identity. I mean, the last identity. And Scrappy not winning the 100 euro, but he also had the fastest lap time. So he is right now in first. We see Scrappy in first, Carl Jr. in second, Tween in third, and Spam in fourth, followed up by Massa and then Bren and Riolu. So this is a really good performance here for Spam and Massa. So let's go into that last map with that. Yeah, you can already see that. Maybe you want to describe this horrendous identity, which is actually really hard to get. Okay. Alright. We have this map here, up and down. You see a very narrow section here where you have to squeeze your car just between those poles. Otherwise you have to release and take that freewheel block even earlier. This is a really, really hard thing because just think about it, you have more speed coming from that identity section. And then of course we have the identity. We have the identity, which is this one here. You have to squeeze your car. There's an angle, just one angle where you have to squeeze your car towards here and land, and then get a smooth landing into the lap. So I can see a lot of errors will be done here from the players. What do you think, Speedy?
I also think the dirt might be a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
This little bump that you can get might throw some people off.
Yeah, and I played the map myself beforehand, and when I got the upper gear, I caught up 1 second, if not, I obviously lost it. But yeah, this is the last map of the evening. It's up and down by Nadeo Labs, and we will follow Pack as always for the first round. Let's see who's not gonna make this jump here. Ooh, everyone seems to survive, but we see some left and right approaches, but it seems that Pack is well prepared on this track. For the start, at least. I mean, on the other map, he already fell behind in the start, and right now he's on the second place. Releases a lot alongside with Kappa, but we see different approaches here. Actually, Matt went for the flip. That was also interesting. Revolution, however, and as well as Marcin right now are not as good. Oh, but we see a mistake. Who was that? It was Coco with a mistake, and also Spam is a bit further behind on P14. And Pack made a mistake as well. So this is not a good start for him.
Got the bad dirt and lost immediately 0.8. So rough start, but...
Oh, Kappa! Kappa! Oh, barely making it to the CP and had to respawn. But let's see the identity. Wow. Who's gonna pass it? Who's gonna pass it? Let's see this cam here. Who's gonna pass it? Yes, Papu! Oh, Riolo with a mistake! Oh my god! Riolo Revolution and Bren with a mistake! Oh no, they had to opt for that freestyle approach here, and Bren is failing it again. So Bren and Revolution off to a very, very bad section here. This is not looking good, and also Massa made a mistake. So Massa is also 13 seconds behind. So look how cruel this identity is. Look at this. So only...
Oh, Pack is wobbly. Oh, he land back.
So Pack at P8 at the moment. So this is looking good for him. Could get an 8th placement here, but he has only 1 point to lose, so he has not as much to lose as we see Scrappy dropping to P10. So 62 points, the leader of the race at the moment, of the step, is in the red. So also Massa and Bren, who have 24 and 28 points respectively, are about to lose their points, but of course there is still 5 identities to go. Let's see who is gonna take it now. Who's gonna fail it now? Let's see. I have this camera here. Papu is approaching it first. Papu is looking good. Papu is passing it. As well as Aurel. Oh, who had to respawn? Tween had to respawn. It's Tween respawning, and Pack is overtaking him with that. Scrappy in P9 for that one. But Tween 48 points. Oh no. So it will be maybe another Code Junior step here. Because he just plays so safe, and he got a bit lucky on the prior map that Aurel made that horrendous mistake. So let's see. Pack still in a comfortable 8th position. Ooh, Spam a bit wonky here, but he still has his points. So Spam, touching there though. And therefore Pack is overtaking him. So Pack up to PA7. And Spam in the red for now. And Scrappy is safe, but of course, yeah, third lap. But look at Papu, look at him. Papu is playing super good on this one, I have to say.
See.
Let's see.
See the identity now, what happens.
Ooh, Papu's passing it. Matt in second. Passing it as well. Aurel as well. Carl Jr. passing it. Roland. Morrison passing it. Oh. Oh, Tween again with a mistake. Look where Tween is. Look where he is.
Yeah, he's out. He's
dead, yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, this is unfortunate for the Slovakian playing for Team Pittsburgh Knights. He had such a good step, winning actually a map, has 48 points, and now it's going all down the toilet. I mean, this is the format, but this is still very, very cruel to see, right?
Yes.
Oh, look at Spam.
Spam will also be out, I guess.
So Spam, 5, 6 seconds. Even, yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He maybe miscalculated the jump, but he's 7 seconds behind. Of course, there's the identity that the guys have to fail, but right now it seems that Spam will lose his points again. Unfortunate stuff for him, and it's only Scrappy and Carl Jr. who survived all of the tracks so far, being in the green.
See the identity again.
Okay, let's see. Pack surviving it, as well as Scrappy.
Oh, what?
Oh, who was that?
Matt, I think. Yeah, Matt is
Matt has the turtle.
turtle.
Oh no, he can't unturtle. He needs to go to the... Okay, respawn for him, but still Matt is down to P10 now. He got overtaken by a lot of players here. And it's...
Spam made another mistake.
Oh,
he's completely out.
Spam actually goes for that, slower line, which is safer though, but still Spam is 16 seconds behind. So this is a clown fiesta here, as it seems. As you can see, Coco, 8th place and 12 seconds behind the leader by the name of Papu. So Papu taking it calm. He has no one behind him, but of course he still needs to survive that identity. And Peck with a good 5th place. I'm really happy to see that. I'm really, really happy to see that.
Maybe it's getting a better place. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, I will go with Papu now.
Scrappy!
Oh, what
Scrappy made a mistake.
Oh, Scrappy with a mistake. But I think...
Yeah,
he won't lose any. Okay, Papu. Yo, no! Yo! No, Papu failing! Carl Jr. is in first now. Aurel actually in first. Pack up to 4th place. Papu is down the toilet. Papu is...
Papu. Yeah, Papu is down.
Oh
wow.
Man, oh no way. Oh no. So Aurel is in first. All of a sudden, it's Aurel going into the last lap. He's in first. And it's Massa with the fastest lap time. But he still needs to do some work. So, let's see. We have a close fight here for that first place between Carl Jr. and Aurel, who got a really good identity. But Aurel with a mistake on the dirt. And it's Carl Jr. with 60 points up to first place. And also Scrappy in 5th place. So, everyone made a mistake somewhere, actually. But, yeah, Spam is the loser again, and as well as Tween of this evening again. This is so sad to see, actually.
Last identity coming up.
Yeah, last identity.
Maybe we get a game changer, but I doubt it.
Okay, let's see Carl Jr. Let's see Marcin. Hello? Marcin is here. Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take it? Is it Carl Jr.? Is it Aurel? Or is it Marcin? Nope, it's Carl Jr. in first, Aurel in second, Marcin in third, Peck in 4th place, Scrappy in 5th, Kappa making a mistake. And it's Riolu in 6th place, Matt in 7th, and Papu in 8th place. And then we see Kappa dropping further behind, Massa losing his points, and Tween losing his points as well as Spam. So what a unforgiving map. So this is really, really tough to see. We see from 1st to 8th, it's 11 seconds. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So Spam down to P15. Revolution just trolling, can't even finish. And Roland actually made a mistake as well and is not able to finish. So Roland loses all his points. Matt got the fastest lap, grants himself 9 points out of that one. But yeah, Tween and Spam losing 40 plus points. Oh man. That's shit. So yeah, what can I say? Carl Jr. in first, Scrappy in second, Riolu in third, Aurel in fourth, and Marcin in fifth place. And then we also see Matt in sixth, Pack in seventh, and then we have Papu in eighth place after a very, very wonky identity that he once have. But yeah, this is really, 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 really sad to see. A lot of mistakes here. Rolling with 0 points as well as Revolution. Oh man. So yeah, you want to say something here? Or are you just as speechless as I am?
Most noteworthy. Carl now already 94 points ahead of the second place.
Who's Riolu?
Simply wow.
Wow, what a step. Oh man.
Wow. That was a back and forth, if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah.
Gonna be an interesting next step with all this happening now. Because players will have to adapt to this now. And wow. There's much to add to it. There's just wow.
Yeah, this map was just a very, very
Yo,
Pack.
Yo.
Oof.
oh my, that was scary.
Yeah.
That was a wowie.
But well played on the first 3 maps, first of all.
Cheers, man. I didn't. Map 5 was a choke, and then map 4, I just the identity. I didn't really understand it ever.
Ah, yeah, the no grip, right? Yeah, you lost so much time there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just don't get it at all.
But I mean, you got some points at least.
Yeah, thank goodness.
The thing is, on map 5, you had so many poor no-steer sections in the end, where you had to opt for that safe approach, or for the start line.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I went into the entry so bad, so
Yeah.
it just didn't help. But I know what to improve for next week.
And also, Carl Jr., you saw how lucky he was?
Oh my goodness, he is.
He failed the first no steer, and he was down like 4 seconds, but he came closer so much because he's just a good player. And then Aurel made a mistake in this, in that first identity section on the last lap.
Oh my goodness.
man.
Because I remember I was next to him, next to Carl, because I was like, oh god, I'm out. And then I saw him next to me. I thought, well, if I try and stick with him, he normally gets lucky. But I just failed again. So
Yeah.
it's annoying. But yeah.
And yeah,
Not too much.
unfortunately on map 2 that you made that mistake. Even you could have won that map.
Oh my goodness, I know. I had the pace so good. It was there.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But you had fastest lap time. That was good.
Yeah, that was cool.
Actually,
I was so hard.
huh?
I was pushing so hard to catch him.
Yeah, I've seen that. So I think what they should change is if you get 2 points from the fastest lap, they shouldn't be like they shouldn't be deleted. Maybe that's a thing that's.
That's what we thought the rules were at the start, but then it turns out it's not. But oh well.
Because 2 points are so much, kind of, as you can see in the ranking now.
Yeah, it's getting to that point. Man.
Okay, Daniel has a spicy meme. The last map were called Up and Down, right?
Yes.
Oof. So are you top 8 in the overall ranking now? I think so.
Yeah, I am 8.
Nice.
9 points in front of Massa. So close.
Yeah, but nice. Huh?
You carry on. Carry on.
No, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was going to say that I was close to going, but you carry on so I can hear what you're actually going to say.
Yeah, nice to see that Matt got some points, but he lost it on the 5th map.
Yeah.
Or this equal. You 1,000 of a second between Marcin and Kappa on the 4th map.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Yeah, cheers mate.
Cheers, guys. See you.
See ya.
So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but still some points for Pack.
Yeah, I mean, still being top 8, that's what matters.
Yup.
And yeah, next week gonna be interesting.
Right, I'm gonna host someone now. I will host Spam. Because he's doing the recap, I think. Well, I won't host anyone. It's fine. So thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, see you next week. You wanna say something?
Just thanks for tuning in. Thanks for casting. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And yeah, till next week.
Thanks for accompanying me. I think you were a bit louder than me, but I think it's fine. So, good. I will adapt to that. All right. So
Always loud.
see you everyone and goodbye.
Bye.